So here we are at the Eldin Volcano, and if you haven't already, be sure to equip your iron shield. If you haven't purchased an iron shield, just go ahead and unequip your wooden shield. You're pretty much better off not using a shield at all in comparison to using the wooden shield, because it will burn quite easily. The Eldin Volcano region has a ton of new enemies, but many of them are just fire variations of enemies we've already met. I just defeated a red choo-choo, or a fire choo-choo of sorts, pretty much identical to the green choo-choo we fought earlier. We are also going to be fighting keys, or fire keys, as they are found in the Eldin region. And there's a few other fire-based enemies. Some of them we're not going to see in this video, but we will be seeing throughout the next several videos. So be sure to get the Goddess Cube just to the left, as I just did, and then run on ahead to find a new character race here in the Eldin Volcano region. So these are the Mogma, and they occupy much of the Farron region, and they're basically fire-dwelling or ground-digging treasure hunters, more or less. They like digging and they like searching for treasures, and they're sort of like thieves in a way. They steal from people, but they're friendly. There's nothing wrong with them. They're friendly thieves, if that makes sense. Although they're not directly thieves, that just comes in, that's part of treasure hunting, I guess. So wait until the lava just goes up and down, and then once you have the clear path, run on over, and you will meet another Mogma over here. This Mogma, by the way, I love how they refer to the red bokoblins as just those red creeps. It's like, it's kind of funny. It's like you and the Mogma have a common enemy in the form of these red creeps. But this Mogma's main purpose here is to teach you about bomb flowers, or bombs in general. Bombs work a little different in Skyward Sword than they did in previous Zelda games. Once you pick up a bomb, you can either just run on over and just press A to drop it. However, more interestingly, you can lift it, if you can lift the Wiimote up, and you can just toss it by just launching the Wiimote forward. Not actually throwing the Wiimote, but just pushing forward like an overhand throw, an overhand toss, and you'll be able to toss bombs. Alternatively, you can roll bombs as well, and this works just like, say, as if you were playing Wii bowling, pretty much. You just hold the Wiimote down and you can roll, and what's pretty cool about it is you can tilt the Wiimote left and right in addition to holding it down, and you can sort of angle your throws sideways. It's pretty sweet. In general, the bombs are, I think they're a good addition to the Wii Motion Plus technology. I know it's gotten some mixed reactions, actually. I know a lot of reviews have said that the various items in Skyward Sword using the new Wii Motion Plus technology have gotten solid, like, good reviews, but people have thought that bombs have been the exceptions, as they're sort of clunky, and one thing for sure is you'll need space, because in order to do an underhand throw, you can't really do that while you're just sitting down lazily on a couch, so you actually have to be quite active in order to be able to play with the Wii Motion Plus, with the bombs in particular. Pretty much all the other items, including the sword, I would say, you can pretty much relax while playing this game. It's a little more intensive than, I suppose, most other games on other consoles, but for the most part, you should be fine. Just laying on the couch. I guess the bombs are the exception. In some of the boss battle swordplay, you'll just find yourself wanting to get up. Anyway, over here there are some new bugs, but I failed miserably in capturing them as I was too aggressive in terms of running up to them. These creatures, will get a few of them in just a bit. They're all over the Eldin region, and yeah, they're not too rare or anything. There's a second goddess cube here. Be sure to use your sword to deliver a Skyward Strike to unlock it. And in general, there's a lot of goddess cubes that we can unlock here in the Eldin Volcano region. There's a lot of goodies we can get, a lot of heart pieces, a lot of rupees, and a lot of medals. I haven't gotten a medal just yet, but it's one of the new primary items in this game that you can hold in your adventure pouch, and we'll talk more about that later. So this Mogma mentions that a character came by, but the character was wearing black, so that can't be Zelda, I imagine. So we'll find out more about that in just a bit. So here's a new enemy known as a pyrup, and they sort of hide away from you whenever they can. In this case, this one hides in this little hole over here, and if you try to run forward, it will like shoot out fire at you and you won't be able to pass. What you need to do is lift up one of the bombs and carefully angle it so it rolls into the little hole, and it defeats the pyrup enemy. These creatures in general, they take various forms of hiding, and we'll bump into different types of ones in just a bit. So here you will encounter some red creeps, or red bokoblin. Notice they actually have different items this time around. They have these, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's just they wield different items that, and it's pretty much the same though. I got a skull as a reward here. It's one of the spoils that bokoblins give off. Occasionally they'll give off the more rare gold ornamental skulls. It's pretty much luck of the draw at this point. There's two more pyrups here. These are armored pyrups though, because they are inside a shell, and in order to defeat them you have to toss bombs into their shell. I stay on the higher ledge, it's just much easier to do it from there. If you jump down, they'll start spitting fire at you, and it becomes a little more difficult. So here's more of those insects that I mentioned earlier, and this time I more patiently ran up to them, but I still failed miserably. I do get better at this, trust me, I do get better. But these are known as Eldin rollers, and as their name suggests, they're common in the Eldin region of the game. So they're in the Eldin Volcano. I believe you'll find them within the next dungeon and some of the other areas of this mountainous region. Continue up here, and there's some more red choo-choo, and further ahead there's more pyrups. These ones are a little different because they'll also crawl into a little shell, but this shell has an opening in front instead of above it. So instead of tossing a bomb over into the shell, you'll have to roll it into it. Just adjacent to that pyrup, there's a shell that has no pyrup. This one has a blue rupee there, so be sure to pick that up. If you can jump down, you can just grab this piece of heart that is seemingly just here. Probably one of the easiest pieces of hearts you'll get throughout the entire game. You probably could have seen it from earlier while you were in the area below, but be sure to pick that up. Now this area, believe it or not, I got stuck for about a half an hour during my first quest here. You can run across here and there's a Mogma that gives you a hint of what you have to do, but you have to roll a bomb across this bridge and it blows up, causing some of the lava to empty out from that area. And I couldn't figure this out for the life of me, even with that hint from the Mogma. In fact, this is the one time throughout the whole game that I had to use a Sheikah Stone. Or actually, I used the Sheikah Stone twice, actually. So I couldn't figure it out. And that puzzle stumped me, believe it or not. This area here, you can dive down. And if you float up carefully, there's a treasure chest on the left and a goddess cube on the right. I failed miserably that time, but this is just some later footage that I also recorded showing how to do this successfully. It's actually kind of difficult. It just takes getting used to the controls and how to properly aim yourself as you fall down. This treasure chest here will have some treasure, in particular some Eldin ore, which is a common item found within the Eldin region. But this next pillar here, it's kind of difficult to reach from that treasure chest. It's easier to reach if you are falling down just in general. Luckily, once you reach the bottom portion, if you forget to get the goddess cube, there is a pathway just to the right that leads to an air geyser that can send you back up to the top, so you can continuously just retry over and over. Anyway, be sure to unlock the goddess cube since you want to get the goddess treasure in just a bit. Run ahead and you will find some more Mogma here, and of course he's complaining about the red creeps. I love their facial expressions and just the wow when they see you. It's kind of funny. Wow! I don't know. I like it. Not sure if I like it better than the Kikri, but this area is filled with bokoblin, and the key here is you have to kill the bokoblin leaders. Otherwise, they're just going to keep summoning more and more bokoblin. I believe there's like an infinite amount of them. And one of the bokoblin leaders is up here on the higher wooden ledge. So you have to jump up to go and kill this one. Otherwise, like I said, it's just going to keep summoning more. Afterwards, you can jump down and defeat all of these bokoblins. As you can see, some of them wield different items. And they could be a little difficult in that there's so many of them in this small area. But, just take them one at a time. And, you could use your shield, use the shield bash to stun them. The spin attack is an option, or just slash away one at a time. I occasionally try to use the shield bash just to show off that ability. Anyway, after you've defeated all of these bokoblin, the Mogma will call you over and will thank you for your work. And in thanks, basically, for doing this work, he will award you with the digging mitts. This is just like how in the Faron Woods region we helped the Kikwi and we got rewarded with the slingshot. Over here we had to help the Mogma and we got rewarded with the digging mitts. Again, this goes back to E.G. Anuma's the developer, the producer of Skyward Sword, or one of the producers, his quote saying that they wanted to make dungeons sort of outside of dungeons in a way. So you had a quest and you got an item, and it's sort of like what you would normally see within a dungeon. You don't really see yourself getting these items in the overworld area. Anyway, you can head down this pathway to the left. This is completely optional. It just will lead to more treasure. There are some bokoblin here. There might be more or less of them depending on whether or not the bokoblin below summoned more. But if you take a look at your map here, you'll find that there's these 3 ramps over here. And the middle ramp goes the furthest to the right, and it leads to a platform. So you want to just slide on down this cool little slide, and you will come to a treasure chest found here, and you can open it up, and it contains a treasure. Some of these treasures, they actually are random, even though they might not appear to be. Like sometimes, like especially later on in the quest, you know, you'll get Elden ore, or it might be an ornamental skull or something of that nature. There is a randomness to it, but this soft soil location here almost always contains treasures and rare, better rupees, I should say. So be sure to use your digging mitts at that soft soil location. In general, there's these soft soil locations found all over the ground, and I suggest pretty much trying to dig them up whenever you find them, because you'll almost always get either rupees, treasure, and occasionally the very rare recovery hearts. I think the recovery hearts are in set locations though, so you won't find those completely randomly. This area is sort of like a maze here, and there are these pyrups that are spitting fire at you. Your best bet is to grab the bomb flower from that corner here, and you want to toss it at the pyrup that is hiding over here. There's other pyrups that you can defeat, but this is the particular one that we need to defeat in order to progress further in this underground volcano area. There's a few soft soil locations here, so be sure to dig them up, and one of them will create an air geyser, allowing you to ride on up to the massive air geyser, which will eventually take you out of this volcano. And we will continue tackling the Eldin Volcano region in the next video. So ride on up the air geyser to get back outside, and I will see you guys next time.